Hello and welcome. Our topic for the day is identifying properties of special quadrilaterals. To start with, let's do the first question. It says solve what are the properties of the diagonals of a square? And some options are given to us. Diagonals are congruent. Option A. Option B says diagonals are congruent and bisect each other. Option C says diagonals are perpendicular to each other, bisect and are congruent. And option D says diagonals are perpendicular and bisect each other. So here we look at the figure of the square. Let's mark it as A, B, C, D, where AC and BD are the diagonals. AC and BD are the diagonals. Interesting property about the diagonals of the square are that they are first of all congruent to each other. That is, AC is congruent to BD. Also, they bisect each other, and they are perpendicular. That is, this angle is 90 degrees. Therefore, option C is correct. That is, they are perpendicular to each other, bisect, and are congruent. Let's move on to the next question. Pick all that are true. Which of the following properties does a rectangle have? The angles sum to 180 degrees. Opposite angles are congruent. Exactly one pair of opposite angles are congruent. Now we look at the the rectangle over here, ABCD. Interesting property about the rectangle is that all the angles are right angle, that is, they all are equal to 90 degrees. Angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D equals to 90 degrees. Therefore, the sum total of angles of the rectangle is nothing but 360 degrees. Now here we see that since all angles are equal to 90 degrees, therefore they all are congruent to each other. Also, both the opposite pair of angles of the rectangle are congruent. That is, angle A is congruent to angle D, and angle A is congruent to angle C, while angle B is congruent to angle D. So opposite angles are congruent. Now let's look at the options that are given to us. The angles sum to 180. This is incorrect. Opposite angles are congruent. This is correct. Exactly one pair of opposite angles are congruent. Here in the rectangle we've seen both pair of opposite angles are congruent, so third is also incorrect. So that means only option 2 is correct, which can be seen in option A. Moving on to the next question. Pick all that are true. Which of the following properties does a trapezoid have? All angles are congruent, exactly one pair of opposite angles are congruent, and diagonals bisect each other. Let's look at this trapezium. A, B, C, and D. In a trapezium, only one property is there, that is, AB is parallel to CD. That is, both the bases, top and the bottom, are parallel to each other. There is nothing special about the congruent of angles being congruent, and nothing about the diagonals as well. So that means none of them are correct. That is option B. I hope identifying properties of special quadrilaterals is easy now. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.